best
What's the minimum amount to invest to get started with this? The beauty of this is that you can start with as little as $100. You can now each of the exchanges has various limits, but here's what you can do. If you want to get started with $100, you could put $100 onto Coinbase. And if you use the link I've got here at not my podcast, there we go. If you go to jerrybanfield.com/resources, and you go find the Coinbase link, and then you join Coinbase using my link and buy $100 of Bitcoin by clicking the get $10 in Bitcoin link. If you do that, then you'll have $100 on Coinbase, and Coinbase will give you an extra $10 as their thank you. Therefore, you can put $100 on, and then you'll get an extra $10. So you'll be able to start with $110. That's a guaranteed 10% that's a guaranteed 10% return right away. And Coinbase also gives me $10, which I'm grateful for. I've referred something like 60 or 70 people to Coinbase that have gotten me that bonus. I'm very grateful for that. I've gotten more than a Bitcoin referring people to Coinbase. Coinbase is what I use. Now, you can then take your $100 and deposit it on Poloniex, just like I'm showing. You then could simply buy $1 of the top 100. You could buy $2 of the top 50. You could buy $10 of the top 10. You could do it however you wanted to. But the beauty of this strategy is for $100, you can easily get started and be a part of the action. And what I think the best strategy to do would be to put $100 a month in. Because some months, all these online currencies are up right now. So if you put in $100 this month, next month it might be worth $60. But if you put another $100 in that month, then you'll be able to buy significantly more with your 100 than you bought the month before. Then if it goes back up and you put another $100 in, then you're starting to come out way ahead because you put the $100 in when it slumped, that goes up. If you put $100 a month in doing this strategy, I've got an awesome spreadsheet I'll show you that I fully did the math on this a year ago with Bitcoin. Just a little over a year ago, the price of Bitcoin was $420. Here's what I did. I made a simple Bitcoin investment plan of investing $25 a day in Bitcoin, which at the time bought more than a 20th of Bitcoin. Now, you can adjust this to whatever you want to do, but what I'm showing you is the basic system of how this works, of how just continually investing a little bit over time adds up to a fantastic amount thanks to the magic of compounding. And what I did, I then simulated down here actually almost exactly what's happened a year in advance. I simulated this last year, and this is what I actually did. This is a big part of how I had $10,000 to invest in Dash because I put $25 a day into Bitcoin. And here's what happened. So I've got these different columns. Let me hide this because that'll save some room on here. So I've got these different columns over here, the date, and I made this spreadsheet a year ago. Now, how cool is this? I made this a year ago. Let's look at this. I started on April 6th, $25 a day in Bitcoin. What I did is buy about $1 an hour of Bitcoin. That way I got the average price on it. If one day it was down and one day it was up, I got the average. This is called price averaging. Then what I do, I show you the amount of Bitcoin I got based on the dollar amount I put in and the price. So this is a Bitcoin I got. This is the total Bitcoin I had. And then this is the amount it was worth. So I started investing $25 a day, which if you count up the days, that's about $700+ a month that I put in. And then look what happened. And this is a simulation, but it actually went very much like this, except Bitcoin just went up. So each day as I continued investing, I just did this first thing, assuming the price would stay about the same. And then, therefore, after a month of investing, by this point in the spreadsheet, $875 invested, assuming the same price. I have then, at the time, 2 Bitcoin, $875 invested. Now let's assume there's a price drop after that. So all of a sudden the price drops, I lose $70 overnight essentially. But I continue investing $25 a day. Let's say the price goes down even further to $300. So I'll show you the math on that. So after 170 days of investing $25 a day, that's $4,250 put in, assuming a price drop. Now you might think, okay, that's not ideal, because by now you actually only have $3,725. But what happens when the price goes back up and the system continues, and then the price actually went up faster than I predicted in my simulation? So what happens when the price cracks 1,000 in, say, a year? And this actually happened faster than I even planned for it, which I've said probably 6 times by now. The total count, 361 days, with a sum of $9,000 invested in a year, which I didn't miss because I simply gave it away as soon as I got it. The price goes up to $700. I now have $14,000 based on my $9,000 investment. Now, here's the cool thing. When the price goes up to $1,000 with all that I bought over time, then I have $21,000. After a year, I could literally start withdrawing $25 a day on my investment. And then guess what? By 2019, I've withdrawn, and let's assume the price goes up to $2,000 in 2019. With just investing $9,000 at $25 a day, by 2019 and the price going up to $2,000 a Bitcoin, I've withdrawn $16,825, and I have $15,000 more of Bitcoin. In other words, I've turned $9,000 into $30,000 simply by investing $25 a day for a year. Now, I think an even longer term strategy for this is best. The point of this is, for $100, you can very much get in on the action and reap some gigantic rewards. I'll do another little calculator example here. Let's say you put in $100 a month for 12 months. Over the course of a year, you have $1,200 invested. Let's say the year doesn't go well, and by the end of the year, you actually only have $1,000. Let's say it's slumped, and you actually lose money overall, which you can guess the likelihood on that. And then you do it again over the next year. You put $1,200 more in, but this time the price goes up significantly. Let's say it goes up 25%. These are pretty conservative numbers. After 2 years, you've put in $2,400 and you have $3,000. And let's say you keep putting the $1,200 in, you put the $1,200 more in, but this time there's another big increase. Let's say it goes up double. All of a sudden, now you've got $8,000. But let's say it slumps again. You see, this builds on itself over and over again, and you could literally put in $100 a month and very reasonably have close to $10,000 in a few years. Simply because of the power of compounding, of continuously putting in. In 3 years, you can invest $3,600, and it's very reasonable with the growth we've seen so far that in 3 years, your $3,600 might be worth close to $5,000. It might be worth close to $10,000. You might have lost some of it. These are very up and down cryptocurrencies. And the beauty of it is, if you keep investing over time, every time it plummets, you can actually celebrate. The farther down the price goes, the better deal you get when things return to normal. So I'm grateful today that I went through and applied this strategy. Now, sometime in July 2016, I started trading. I did this strategy, and what happened, the price went up significantly in here. So after I'd put thousands of dollars into Bitcoin, I actually had several thousand more. Then I put that in and started trading it. And then when I started trading it first, I made some very good money. I made 3 or 4 Bitcoin trading in it first, but then there was a huge plunge and I lost several Bitcoin because I was trying to speculate instead of just buying and holding. And if I would have held all that I had on there, I'd probably have about as much as I do in Dash right now. So I'm grateful that you've reviewed this with me. I hope this is helpful, that yes, for $100 a month, you can do amazing things just by buying the market. $100 a month on Coinbase, turn it into $100 and $10 in Bitcoin. Throw that on here and just buy the top. Just buy an equal percentage of going down the list. And then if there's any big winners, they'll make up for the losers.